Pay allows you to use real gold as everyday instant, secure, and reliable money. And with me is the CEO, Jason Cozens of Glint Pay. Great to have you back here in New York and at the NASDAQ. So just give everybody a refresher. What's Glint Pay all about?
Well, just to remind you, Glint is the first company in the world to enable real physical gold as everyday money. So literally with the Glint app and the MasterCard, I use it as an everyday currency. I pay for my coffees, my ice creams, my flights, my hotels, everything. I've got my own personal gold standard.
Yeah, and I remember you paid for your flights the last time you were here.
Yeah, of course.
In gold,
yeah,
so with a card.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this exciting news that you've got, because you've secured a round of funding.
Well, we're launching a new round of funding.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're raising money, and of course we've got our existing investors and some of the institutions like Sprott Inc., the Tokyo Commodity Exchange, and Sibanye-Stillwater, and our other investors, and some of those are obviously reinvesting in our company. But we're opening it up this time as well to the wider market, as best we can anyway. In the UK, it's through a crowdfunding platform called Seeders, and there, because of the regulations, anyone who wants to invest from as little as £10 upwards can invest in Glint. In the US, it's slightly differently because we're our headquartered companies in the UK.
Where can somebody go if they're interested in learning more about investing in Glint?
Yeah, so if someone's interested in investing in Glint, they can go to invest.glintpay.com, and there's a whole load of information about the company and our recent performance, and they can register their interest.
Now, I've been thinking about you a lot lately because we've been watching gold.
Yeah.
I've been watching all these markets, and they're all just going crazy, currencies, everything lately.
Yeah.
And gold has not performed as you would expect, at least in the U.S., in terms of an inflationary and geopolitical environment that we're seeing.
Sure.
Explain what's behind that and how you see it differently.
It's a really good question. So obviously there's lots going on, lots of uncertainty. We have, as you said, a tsunami of inflation. We have a war in Europe, effectively really with the West. We have the stock markets and cryptocurrency markets correcting, some might say a crash. We've got lots of problems. And everybody has flown to two places. They've gone to the US dollar and gold. So what you see is around the world, currencies like the pound, the euro, the yen, gold's up. In pounds, I think today, gold's up 19% this year.
In pounds?
In pounds.
So that's interesting.
But of course, because people have flown to the safe haven of the dollar and gold at the same time, then in dollar terms, it looks like it's just gone up and down and generally sideways. But why is that? Why is the dollar so strong? Well, I think it's definitely because of the war in Ukraine. I mean, the US effectively is the world's balancing weight to what Russia is doing, and obviously its strength militarily and economically there has meant that people fly to the dollar. But actually, the fundamentals behind the dollar aren't good. I mean, $31 trillion of debt, I think. The fundamentals haven't changed. During COVID, in 1 year, out of all US dollars in existence, 20% of those dollars were printed in 1 year. And so those inflationary pressures have yet to come through. But of course, because the dollar is strong, currently you can buy lots of things cheaply into the US, which is going to be a dampening effect on inflation temporarily, I think.
Yeah.
But we all know that the gold in the long run outruns everything. I mean, in my lifetime, the dollar has lost more than 85% of its purchasing power, and gold's purchasing power has gone up by over 500%.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I've wondered even about the strength of the dollar myself with all of the spending and the debt that we have in the U.S., but I guess that's where everybody's going for the time being.
Yeah, and actually, it's where Glint has seen its greatest growth, is here in the U.S.
Okay.
So, in the last year since we did our last funding round, we have grown from 75,000 registered users to, I think, nearly 160,000 registered users. We're onboarding new users at about 15,000 people a month at the moment. And our revenues are up quarter on quarter, 130%. And the average amount of gold that a customer has is, maybe 4 or 5 times higher what you'd see in a kind of some of the challenger banks that we're seeing that have come to the market over the last 5 years. So there isn't a better time for our company, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing this new funding round.
Do you know what is the typical account amount when people launch their Glint?
Well,
Okay.
well, the good news is that we're appealing to a broad range of people. You know, Glint's vision is a world where everyone has an equal opportunity to prosper, and we think the current monetary system is being one of the reasons why there's such a big divide between the haves and the have-nots. So it's important that everybody can have a Glint account. It's free to open. So we have 18-year-olds with accounts, and we also have, I think our oldest customer is 92.
Okay.
I've met him. He's a great guy. And so people have between $50 and $2 million in their account. But actually, I think the average is about 5,000 when you take it across all those 160,000
Interesting.
users.
And you have to be 18 to be able to open
You have to
an
be
account?
18 to open an account because we give you a debit card, a debit MasterCard, and your app, and that's how you're able to spend your gold.
Okay. And you also have some new forms of revenue, new streams coming.
Yeah, we do. We're always trying to innovate, and we're always trying to see how the product can best serve the market. We have a new product for our high net worth clients, a new premium account, and very excited about a new product we've got for wealth managers. It's the gold portal for wealth managers, and it allows them to be able to manage their clients' gold positions using Glint accounts. And that gives them the ability to buy, for the first time really, I think, allocated gold. At the moment, a lot of these wealth managers tend to only be able to buy ETF gold. And of course, you're buying a share in a fund there that might be backed by gold or amount of gold. Whereas with Glint, of course, through this gold portal, wealth managers can now buy their clients allocated gold, real allocated gold owned by them, no one else's liability, insured, well, stored in a vault in Switzerland run by Brinks and insured by Brinks by Lloyd's of London. So you couldn't get a safer store of your value in my mind.
I was just going to ask about that. Like, there's real gold behind it. It's stored somewhere.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jason, for the update and the talk about economics. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jane. Cheers.